This winter we had a warm spell and we laid a few of the bigger rocks you see along the back wall. Yesterday we filled in, or began filling in, the gaps. And you can see the wet mortar or damp mortar. It takes about 5 days to cure. Today we're going to start finding new rocks to go on this next level. I'm needing to shape a rock right now that has this bulge on it that's making it lean on the rock that I'm wanting to lay it on. And so I'm going to try to knock this off so that the rock will lay flatter. It keeps wanting to rock on this point. So hopefully I can knock it off without hitting my camera. Gonna wedge it to keep it from rocking. Try this smaller chisel. Sometimes it works better than the bigger one. I think that's maybe what I need. I'm gonna go try it. And if not, I'll be back. We mix 2.5 parts sand and 1 part lime. This is the lime we use, 3.5 NHL. And this is masonry sand. It's clean, ready to go. We buy it in bulk from a local brick company. And so we mix a wheelbarrow full at a time. Got 30 scoops of sand and 12, is that right? 12 lime. Originally, we thought about getting a mortar mixer, but stonework moves slower than brickwork, so we just mix it batch by batch as we need it. Otherwise, it'll harden too quickly. When it is thoroughly mixed up, as it looks like now, we add water. You want to mix it and add water until it becomes the consistency of wet sand that can be held in a when you pick up a handful of it. We add a little bit of water at a time because it's easier to keep adding water than to add more lime and sand if you get it too wet. hard to say which amount of water is good because humidity and dryness of the days affect how much water you add. Basically, you don't want to see any dry sand or any dry lime. But it will not be pasty like some mortars. It'll still look crumbly, but it will pack when it's ready. Let me see. I think it needs a little more. It's just falling apart too easy.
Evaporating fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So add extra. But sometimes we add water as we go if it starts drying out. Because you want to be able to have it stuffed between the stones and not crumble out. But if it's too wet, it'll ooze out.
Right.
So we'll start with this. Might need water again because it is a very dry day. So, yeah, so it holds together pretty well. All right. Thanks. Someone had asked how we go about finding the right stone. Well, you measure your space that you're needing a stone for, and then you come to the pile and start looking. The problem we found is our walls are 18 inches thick, but most of our rocks are around 18 inches thick, sometimes a little bit shy. And so when you start placing them, you have gaps or they don't quite reach the other side. So you have to fill in with another one. So we do what we can, but sometimes it's difficult to find the right rock. Before you lay a rock, the surfaces need to be wet. If they're not wet, the moisture out of the lime will be drawn out too quickly and will cause the lime to crumble before it's cured. So I want to give it as much water surface as possible to prevent that. You probably got to get over here and help me get this. Close to that, and then, but it lays flat this way.
Right.
All right. How close are we? Is that touching that enough
No.
foot? All right. Some stuff. Extra mortar up in here. The gaps are filled. This is going to be a drier vent, so I'm leaving this little tunnel if you can see it. can do this with tools, I prefer using my hands. And try not to get it on the surface of the rock like I just did, because it will stain the rock white. You can get it off with muriatic acid, but since this is a workshop, I'm not quite as concerned about the actual looks of the front of the stone. That's that. This is what we got finished today. And our dryer vent shaft. Didn't quite finish everything, but we had some other delays today. But it's coming along.